Standardized tests are one of the most important parts of your university application. A few million students take these tests every single year, and thus the competition is huge. So in this video, I will be talking about the books and the resources to prepare for the SAT and the ACT. Firstly, the paid resources for the SAT. Now, if you have the money to pay for a tutor, then that's great. The small amount of money invested in a tutor now could mean thousands of dollars in scholarships in the long run. I will talk about tutors in another video, so subscribe to my channel for that. So let's get on to the books. Now there are many types of books, so initially let's talk about the base preparation books. The most popular books out there are the College Board Study Guide for the SAT, the Princeton Review book for the SAT, and the Barron's SAT Study Guide. There are also a lot more books like the SAT Black Book and Kaplan's SAT Prep. So with so many options out there, which one do you choose? I will go from one book to another. Firstly, I do not recommend the College Board SAT Study Guide, as there is very little theory in the book and very little information about test taking strategies. And they talk about having 8 SAT practice tests on the book, but all of these practice tests can be taken for free on Khan Academy. Now, between the Princeton Review Guide and the Barron's Guide, I would recommend the Princeton Review Guide to SAT. Now, as the base concept and theory is very well explained in the book. All of the practice questions as well are very close to the SAT practice questions. So that is why I recommend the Princeton Review book. So now the second type of book, the in-depth practice book for each section. Now you have books like Erica Meltzer, College Panda, your Barron's workbooks, and you also have Princeton Review books for each section. So now the question is, which book is important for which section? Now for the evidence-based reading and writing, the Erica Meltzer's books are the gold standard. All of the questions are very close to the actual SAT, and all of the theory and the concepts are very well explained. Now going on to the math section, both College Panda and Barron's have very good books in this section. Both the books have very good practice questions, and the theory, the concepts and the formulae are very well explained in both of these books. Now, there are also a few other books like the Barron's SAT 1600 Guide. Now, you have in-depth preparation in these books and have a lot more harder questions on the SAT. So now, only take these books if you are very focused on getting a 1600 or at least a score close to 1600 on the SAT. So all in all, what I recommend doing is firstly buying a base book like the Princeton Review Guide to the SAT and then working on it. And once you figure out what your problem areas are, you could buy in-depth section-based preparation books like Erica Meltzer, College Panda or Barron's. And if you have a lot of time left, then you could start your preparation on the Barron's SAT 1600 Guide, as that will get you as close to the 1600 as possible. Now the free resources to prepare for the SAT. Now the first and the most important resource I highly recommend to prepare for SAT is the Khan Academy. Now they have 8 official College Board SAT practice tests on their website, and once you complete each test, they automatically score it for you and tell you what your weaknesses and problem areas are. They also have topic-based practice questions along with corresponding videos to explain to you how to do that specific question. Now all of these are very helpful to plug all of the gaps in your understanding of the test. Now Prep Scholar and CrackSAT.net are also 2 very important resources, as Prep Scholar has a lot of articles on the various ways to prepare for the SAT, various test taking strategies, and specific concepts and theories which they explain very well. Now CrackSAT.net has a good section of SAT practice tests along with the answers and the scoring keys. Now specifically for the evidence-based reading and writing section, Erica Meltzer's blog, The Critical Reader, is a very good free resource, as it has a lot of information on it which will help you score as high of a score as possible. Now we come to the ACT. What I said earlier about the tutor holds true here as well. If you have the money to pay for a tutor, it's great, as a small amount of money invested now in a tutor will yield thousands of dollars in scholarships from universities. But again, you could technically, just like on the SAT, score a perfect score without a tutor as well. Let's talk about the books that you need to prepare for the ACT. Now, firstly, the base ACT prep guide. The most popular books in the market are Barron's, Princeton Review, the official ACT prep guide, and the ACT Black Book. Now, among these, I recommend the Princeton Review and the Barron Guide, as both of them have very good theory and concepts, and they are explained in a very good way. They also have a good deal of practice questions. But for the practice questions, you should probably pick the official ACT prep guide, as all of these questions are the closest to the actual ACT questions, as they are made by the ACT test makers themselves. So for practice, you should probably pick the ACT prep guide. Now, I will talk about the best books for each section of the ACT. Now, for both reading and English, the best books are going to be Erica Meltzer's. Now, her guides to ACT English and her guides to ACT reading are going to be the best you will find in the market, and all of her concepts and theories are explained really, really well. Going on to science, the Prep Scholar Guide to ACT Science is really good as well. Many people would disagree with me, but I have looked through it, and the concepts and the theory are explained really well, and the questions and the practice questions are pretty good as well. Now for the math section, you could use the McGraw-Hill or the Super Tutor TV's book to ACT Math. Now McGraw-Hill is a pretty old book, and a lot of people have used it over time, but the Super Tutor TV's book is pretty new. But all of her tips and her guides to the preparation on the ACT on YouTube as well as on her blog are almost perfect. So I believe her book would be perfect as well. Now for the main ACT, in conclusion, I would say firstly start off with the base preparation book like Princeton Review, Barron's, or the official ACT prep guide. And then if you have the time, you could go on and plug all of your gaps with the section specific books. Now let's talk about the free resources for ACT preparation. Firstly, we don't have a specific website like Khan Academy for the ACT. So I'll talk about a few websites which will help you. Firstly, the ACT main website, which is actstudent.org. It has a lot of important info, a lot of practice questions, as well as one free practice test. Now Princeton Review also has a free ACT practice test on the website. Now the other two websites which are good are the Margoosh and the Prep Scholar blogs. They are great places to look for information and a lot of test taking tips for the ACT, and they may increase your score by a few points as well. Now the Critical Reader blog by Erica Meltzer is again a great resource, as it has a lot of information and test taking tips for both the English and the reading sections of the ACT. So in conclusion, both the SAT and the ACT are very important tests, and the more preparation you have, the better the score you will receive. So if you use all of the resources outlined in this video, then you will get a great score. I have a few more videos about this on my channel as well, and I'll be continuing to make videos on the SAT and the ACT and on the university application process on my channel. So subscribe to it as well. If you found this video informative, please like it and also share it with all your friends. If you have any questions on the university application process or on standardized tests, comment down below. I will see you in my next video.
Now let's talk a little bit about Part 99 percentile. Now we are an organization of students who have scored in the 99 percentile on various standardized tests like the SAT, the ACT and the TOEFL. We have also gotten into many of the top universities in the states. Now through Part 99 percentile, we aim to help students from all around the world get into their dream universities by tutoring them on standardized tests as well as helping them with the complete university application process. So right now on our website, we have two sections. Firstly, the complete free comprehensive course on the university application process. This is available on the Part 99% blog. Now the second section is the SAT Math one-on-one mentoring, where we have personalized tutoring and live sessions from SAT Math perfect scorers. All of our tutors have scored an 800 on SAT Math. The SAT is a very important part of the complete university application process, and the math section of the SAT is extremely important for most university courses, especially in STEM. We have prepared a series of courses with inbuilt live sessions that will help you prepare for the math section of the SAT and help you get the score that you require for your top choice university. Now, all of our tutors are students in universities who have scored 99 percentile scores on the SAT, and all of our math tutors have scored a perfect 800 on SAT math. We know the complete ins and the outs of the tests, and with just a little bit of work, you could join the 99 percentile club as well. Now let's talk about our courses. We have three main courses: the refresher, the beginner, and the advanced. The refresher is a 2-week course where we go through all of the basic concepts of the math section of the SAT. The beginner is a 4-week course where we go through all of the core concepts, as well as we have a few practice classes, as well as one complete practice test. Now the advanced course is a complete 6-week course with all of the concepts of SAT math, as well as practice sessions, as well as 2 complete practice tests. Now under the 6-week course, we will have in-depth question answer based analysis to figure out where you're going wrong and how you can rectify your answers, and how you can kind of plug all of the problems in your concepts. Now each of these courses will have 3 sessions a week of 1 to 1.5 hours depending on your availability, and we will have complete Khan Academy assignments and extra practice questions, all of which we will give you. Now our courses are priced anywhere from 50 to 90% lower than the competition, and we have built the courses in a way where we take the best elements of each rival and compile them into this course. Now thus I believe our courses are the best value that you will find anywhere in the market. So in conclusion, visit part199percentile.com, as this is the only resource you need for your complete university application journey. I have also linked this in the description down below.